Hello students, I'm Vipul Mittal. In this session, I will discuss when to recognize impairment loss on a long-lived asset group. So the question is that when do you recognize impairment loss on property, plant and equipment asset group? You guys know that impairment testing is done at group level, not done individually for every asset. So you group assets and liabilities and do impairment testing. Now, when do you recognize impairment loss? You recognize impairment loss when two conditions are met. What are those two conditions? First, carrying amount is more than undiscounted cash flows that are expected from the use and disposal of the asset group. So carrying amount of the asset group is more than undiscounted cash flows that are expected from the use and disposals, that is sale of the asset group. So you are going to use that group of assets for some time, and after that you will sell that asset group. What cash flows you will generate? Do not discount those. What cash flows you will generate? For example, if you expect to use an asset group for next 6 years, so what cash flows you expect from using that asset group for next 6 years? And after 6 years, you will sell that asset group. What cash you expect to generate from sale? So total of cash flows expected from use and disposal, is that amount less than carrying amount? If yes, then this condition is met. Carrying amount of the asset group is more than undiscounted cash flows from the use and disposal. You also call this recoverability assessment, that whether you are able to recover the carrying amount of the asset group. If carrying amount is more than undiscounted cash flows, then you are not able to recover the carrying amount. You're not able to recover the carrying amount. Because you're not able to recover the carrying amount, you may have to recognize impairment loss. Now let's look at the second condition so that you may recognize impairment loss. Second condition is that carrying amount of the asset group is more than fair value of the asset group. So carrying amount, that is book value of the asset group, is more than the fair value of the asset group. Fair value is less. So these two conditions must be met that you may be able to recognize impairment loss. That carrying amount is more than undiscounted cash flows expected from the use and disposal of the asset group. And second, carrying amount of the asset group is more than fair value of the asset group. These two conditions are met. When these two conditions are met, you recognize impairment loss on a long-lived asset group. All right, students, I hope this is helpful. We'll connect again. Goodbye.